Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Muhammad AFIQ bin BERAHIM. For introduction, monitoring temperature on penguin habitat. This is our project. As we know, the penguin is a family of 17 to 19 bird species. Mostly, we found the penguin in the south hemisphere. Our project focusing to monitoring the temperature room penguin. The temperature room for this penguin will be monitored by two sensors, which is voltage sensor and temperature sensor. And we also use two actuators, which are buzzer and LED. The function of voltage sensor is to adjust the temperature at the cooling system, while the function of the temperature sensor will be monitored on how much temperature in that room of the habitat. If the sensors detect that temperature is not in range of 15 to 18 degrees Celsius, the buzzer and LED will not be activated. By this project, it can be ensure that habitat of this penguin is prevent. Zoo Negara can monitor room temperature accurately. The habitat can live more comfortable and give birth to more penguin, maintaining its environment. With the proper penguin care room temperature, maintaining this ecosystem is crucial to ensuring that future generation may continue to enjoy it.
Alright, moving on to chapter 2, literature review. So this is some of the literatures that we use to refer for project. So the first one, ideal temperature range for penguins. This is where we know the ideal temperature for penguins and how they react to temperatures. Then specification of Arduino Uno. We need this to know in detail more about Arduino Uno. Then properties of temperature sensor. We used LM35 as our temperature sensor, so we needed to know more about the temperature sensor, the properties, the characteristics, and then how to connect and convert voltage to temperature. So we used voltage sensor and temperature sensor. So we needed to know how to connect and convert. So we referred to this, and then body literature, body. Then this moving on. This is all research papers that people did before this that is similar to our project. So body temperature measurement device using ATmega 16, LM35 sensor using microcontroller, and then microcontroller based digital thermometer, automatic temperature control using PIC controller for ventilation fan, and then fan speed controller with LM35. So this is all the previous research papers that we referred to do our project, and we got a lot of information from this from all of this literature review. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Muhammad SYAZANI, part of the member for this group, and my task is chapter 3, which is methodology. So, for the circuit plot diagram, we have two important components, which is the sensor that we use as our input, and the output is LCD buzzer, red LED, green LED, and DC motor. So this is our circuit design that we create using Tinkercad software, but the voltage sensor missing if you look at the diagram is because this software didn't have this sensor, so we just create this circuit without voltage sensor. So this is our flowchart. So each component will be defined at each pin at Arduino Uno. Then we declare what is the output, which is red LED, green LED, buzzer, and DC motor. And the LCD will display the value of the temperature sensor and value of voltage sensor at the DC motor. Okay, if the temperature is 32 Celsius and more, red LED turning on and green LED turning off. DC motor starts and buzzer will be buzzed. It's all happen until the temperature cool down until below than 32 Celsius. So this is our coding. And this is our list of material that we use in our project. So we got 1 unit Arduino Uno, 1 unit small breadboard, 1 set jumper wire, 1 unit temperature sensor, 1 unit voltage sensor, 2 unit LED, which is red LED and green LED, 1 unit LCD, 1 unit buzzer, and 1 unit DC motor. That's all from me. Will be continued by our next member. Thank you so much.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad IZZAT bin JAMIL, and I will explain about the result for this project. So in this project, we will obtain the value of the temperature and the voltage value. So to obtain the voltage value, we have two ways, which is we use LCD display and the multimeter. So the next is the temperature value. The temperature value, we only use the LCD display to obtain that value. So the next one is by using the LCD display. So as you can see at the left side in the picture, this is when the condition LED red is on. So when LED red is on, the voltage value that we obtain is 4.76 volt, while the temperature that we obtain is 32.71 Celsius. So when the LED red is on, the fan with the buzzer will active to alert the user. So at the right picture, this is when LED green is on. So when the LED green is on, the temperature value that we obtain is 30.76 Celsius, while the voltage in around 0.02 volt. So when the LED green is on, the buzzer with the fan will not active, because this is the safe temperature that we coding at the program. So the next one is by using the multimeter. So as you can see at the temperature at the left side, this is a temperature sensor. So the temperature sensor have a 3-pin output, which is the sensing in the middle. So at the right side is the ground, and the left side is the positive. So we connect the positive terminal from the multimeter to the sensing feed at the sensor. The black terminal, which is ground from the multimeter, we connect to the ground. So when the temperature is high, the voltage output is 0.95 volt. So next, the right side is for the voltage sensor. So for the voltage sensor, it also has a 3 pins output. So at the middle is the positive, the left side is the negative, and the right side is for the sensing pin. So the sensing pin we will connect to the positive terminal of the multimeter, and the negative from the multimeter we connect to the negative of the sensor, and we obtain the 0.32 volt. But when the temperature is below 32 Celsius, which is recording in the program, both sensors show the voltage value of 0 volt. So that's all from me. Thank you.
For the conclusion in this project, we able to know the principle of two type of sensor, which is temperature sensor and voltage sensor. As we know, the principal temperature sensor are voltage across the diode terminal. If the voltage increase, the temperature also rise, followed by the voltage drop between the transistor terminal of base and emitter in the diode. The voltage sensor can provide sine or pulse trend as output, and other can produce amplitude modulation, pulse width modulation, or frequency modulation output. In voltage sensor, the measurement is based on a voltage divider. Besides that, by using this project to improve penguin care, we can increase the tourist attraction. Many visitors to Malaysia from other nations or Malaysia themselves travel there to observe the penguin up close. This will enable the economy of the nation of progress beyond that of the other nation. Additionally, this can aid in our nation effort to increase local employment opportunities. Youngest people employment is an issue that can be solved. In addition, when we collaborate as a group, we can feel united to make sure that this job is successfully finished. Lastly, for conclusion is we can save any penguins still living today. We can raise awareness of them. At least the new generation is familiar with the penguin shape, personalities, and so on. This penguin is one of the cute animal. Thus, it would be a waste if we did not let the future generation know about them. Scientists also may use this as a chance to do in research of penguin.